We're the American Devils, and we are recapping Manchester United's 2-2 draw against the Toffees at Goodison Park, sir. Our last game playing Everton at Goodison United. Ooh, making a meal of it. Ugly football, diabolical stuff for large parts of it. United giving up ugly goals, but also getting dominated. As far as XG is concerned, you can just throw away that first half. Went down quickly. By the 33rd minute, we're down by 2 goals. Didn't look like we had a lot of fight in us. Second half, a little bit more contained. I think the sub with Garnacho coming on once again, had a big impact. But I think individual brilliance basically bailed us out today. Bruno Fernandes with a huge goal to get us back into the game. Where would we be without him? We probably would be relegated without Bruno Fernandes over the last couple of years. And then Ugarte with a nice finish. He was tidy during parts of this game as well. But United, they get a point, big point in the relegation fight. That is helpful as it concerns not dropping out. But not great from United. Not the rebound, but not a loss either, which both of us, I think, predicted coming into this game.
Yeah, and the bookies predicted it as well. Everton was the favorites at home. They've been high flying under David Moyes' tactical genius. The American Red Devils in the West Coast getting up at 4:30 a.m. to watch this team. Brutal. We all know how that goes, and that first half summed it up. It wasn't great, but this team isn't great. We're 15th in the league, and you look at the badge,
that's great,
and you feel like we should be fighting for the top of the table here, and we're not. We're 15th. We're like horde. So at the end of the day, if you're 15th in the league and you're getting a draw away, that's a win for this team right now. It's hard to admit that. It's coming out of my mouth. It tastes horrible to say it, right? But
copium.
It's the reality
it's true.
of where we are. And we have a manager who's basically said, he's not going to give up on this style. And the players are going to have to figure it out. And it's going to take moments like halftime that it's rumored Amorim said, we're sticking to the plan. We're not changing it. That when the players are bluffing and they're not out there putting in a shift, he's going to stick to it because he's going to get rid of the players that won't stick to it. And I think that's the entire theme. Look, Ineos sucks. Glazer's out. It's all been a nightmare at United, but we're not going to get relegated. So if we're not getting relegated, why don't we use this as almost a preseason and just back the manager, make him play the bluffers and get them playing this style. And then obviously Dogu did great too. So his first signing coming into the system looks pretty good. That's encouraging. Imagine 4 or 5 more next season. That's what I'm eyeing. Not great. It's hard on the eyes, tough to get up early, but I'll take the point against David Moyes. He didn't get the last laugh with the VAR call, so at least we got that going for us.
No, that was something to be bailed out in that way after a game like we had, where they, would have not been unlucky to take away 3 points. It's a big point for United on the road where we need points, and like you said, this season it's a throwaway at this point. Our manager got fired, new manager came in full of promise, and he inherited a sinking ship. But at the same time, this is a burn the boats type mentality manager. And you know what? I think we need that at this point. This club is a mess. Like you said, the Glazers, Ineos, they're making a meal of it. They made a meal of it for 20 years. And at this point, we need something to get behind. Let's get behind this manager. Let's get behind the youngsters that are budding up, that we know have real talent, and we can build this team around. Amad Diallo, we're going to miss him this season. I think he would have played a real role in helping us. I thought he could have gotten us to a final. I didn't think we can if we get our luck and maybe we just get on a run in the cup. But the budding sprouts around this team, even the Cheeto, who had a quiet day today, we're going to need youngsters to show up, and we're going to have to build this squad slowly because we're just not going to have the same amount of cash that we had in previous rebuilds. So let's get behind the manager. Let's be honest about where we're at. Big point. We're at 30 points, sir. We should be safe given the 4 teams that are in the point, really kind of in the relegation fight. And then let's focus on Ipswich. That's a proper relegation fight as well, sir. Fighting for points in the mud.
And they lost. So in the relegation battle, things are going our way. And for me, it's unfortunate because, look, I had a real rough, the Tottenham loss was rough. I think I had record F-bombs on the podcast coming out hot.
You were fired up.
Real fired up. In a bad mood, just like hits you in a certain way. And I had a week of acceptance. 15th place, here we are. You get a point, you're happy in 15th. And the reasons why we're here, Ineos and all their PR bundles ahead of it, the Barati email, all this stuff adds to the flames. If you just ignore that and you look at this team and you say, hey, we're not going to get relegated and we're going to have the summer. The worst thing Ineos could do would be to fire Amorim now. Right? We need to stick with this man, give him a summer window, and then we better start seeing something next season. Like, you got to start seeing this system work in certain ways. We might finish 10th It could be 8th or 9th, but you can't see us getting worse, right? So
if we get worse, we're out, man. We're going to championship.
Championship would be frisky. I wouldn't
It'd be
necessarily.
fun. We get a
mind
lot
that.
of games. There's a lot of games. And like you said, sir, let's get into the PSA for the pod as well. But Ruben Amorim, let's get behind the man. Let's get behind the American Red Devils. It's been tough times. And United, we're keeping the flag flying high as you need to. But it's been a hell of a season.
Yeah, Alex back from vacation in the bunker, enjoying his time in Hawaii. Wish I could have been there with you, sir. Look, it's been a rough go for United on the pitch, but it's actually going great for the American Red Devils on YouTube. You should check out our YouTube channel if you're not familiar. We just started it this summer. It's been a while. It's a great season to start the YouTube channel in earnest, watching all these matches. But support the American Red Devils. Get over to our YouTube. Search American Red Devils on YouTube. Like, subscribe, comment below. It hacks the algorithm, helps other Manchester United fans find us. Do your favorite Muppets a favor. Like, subscribe, and comment on the video. And if you don't like YouTube or you're listening, you can support the podcast on Patreon, patreon.com/AmericanReddevils. We do a behind-the-scenes video episode every single month, so you get tons of other benefits as well. And we have our store. We got our merch. Looks like Alex's hat took some damage out there in Maui.
Damn right.
In the waves.
Resilient.
You can grab hats, scarves, shirts, everything you need to support the greatest team in the world. Also, americanreddevils.com. We have crazy ads on our website as well. You can see Alex's blog about the fall of an empire, Manchester United's new reality. It's all about acceptance here at ARD, sir. Can you give us our podcast reviews?
Reviews. They're a great way to support the pod. They help get the podcast found organically by other top Muppets like yourself. And we're giving away free merch. All you have to do is write a 5-star review on iTunes or Spotify and send a screenshot of that review to americanreddevils@gmail.com with your mailing address. And I'll personally pick, pack, and ship some free ARD gear, send it right to your door anywhere in the world. Here's a great one that came in from Manchester is Red 92. I love the podcast. Great banter. You guys have made this rough season so much more manageable with the great content. Well, we appreciate the ARD community. We could not do it without you. Like John said, check out our YouTube, like, subscribe. It goes a long way because guess what? Eating shit sandwiches all season, takes a toll. Takes a toll.
Sometimes doing this podcast makes me feel like Ruben Amorim looking at his shoes on the bench. Like Eric. By the way, we survived Eric Ten Hag.
It's better because Ruben's got the vibes.
There was a few episodes I came in and I was like, I don't know.
I mean, that's why the Spurs was so tough, sir. I was in Maui. I was just like, what'd you expect?
Yeah, you were just low key, like Tottenham just stepping on our neck. Like, get out of here. All right, let's get into it. Let's break it down. It is Everton 2, Manchester United 2. All right, starting 11 for Manchester United. We had Onana in net. Dalit, Magoo, Mazraoui back 3. Dogu, Casemiro, Ugarte, Dalot on the right. And Bruno, Xerxes, and Højlund up top. He played today?
Barely. You can barely even tell. This 11, this is what we got. It's a hodgepodge team. It's a mess. We don't have a lot of depth. Casemiro always gives me worries. Like you said, Højlund, Xerxes, they haven't been productive together. I do like the Garnacho threat off the bench. I mean, he was a huge threat coming in. Dogu on his preferred side was good. I thought he was the best player for United today, probably other than Bruno Fernandes with his goal. But this is our 11. So what did you think when you saw this 11?
I don't know how much more of Højlund and Xerxes I can handle. I really think that, watching Manchester United is bad for your health already. And then Højlund and Xerxes, Herxie, as we call them together, like those two.
Hurt Locker.
It's unclear. Like, I hear they're strikers. It's unclear that they can score goals. And it's getting to the level where give me Wout Weghorst. Give me
this guy. That's a fall.
Give me Wout.
That's how far we've fallen.
Give me Wout, baby.
I never heard you slice someone
Wout
more than
Weghorst. Like Wout Weghorst.
Say sorry. You gotta say sorry.
No, I can't apologize to him because he touched the Anfield.
Okay, well, you have to say sorry about that.
But regardless, I would take him in a heartbeat over these guys. Like, he had something celebrating, scoring a goal. It doesn't matter. He did more in his goal celebrations about goals that didn't matter than Højlund and Xerxes have done it for Manchester United.
Tall Dutch guy.
Where's the gladiator celebration right now? I'm so sick of these two. It's getting bad, and the fact that we spent that much money is killing me. But let's get into the game, sir. The first half didn't help. I hope you have some good blood pressure medication because you're going to need it.
Yeah, because Everton came out hot, full of piss and vinegar. They were all over United with their high press. United completely outplayed, I have to say, in the first half. Really difficult time playing at the back. We just looked discombobulated, not uniform in our press. We had one kind of half chance through Dogu. where Højlund actually was making the right run, but Pickford came out well. That was about it until the very end where Bruno had a half chance. But 19th minute, sir, this team from a corner, what do you expect? Good Lord, this was a meal. This was the circus goal of music.
And again from Harrison, once more going quite deep. What did that hit? Decore heading it back into the fray. O'Brien was up there. Dorgu heads it clear. Back from Decore again for Beto. And Everton lead Manchester United.
How many?
I take him. Take Beto.
So how many different ways can you concede the same goal? I mean, this is slopshop.com. This is
all season.
like
all season.
It ultimately is kind of a bad bounce, but the fact there's just so many United participants like
5
standing
failed
around,
clearances.
No, it when the ball is in our box, we can't get it out. Like we can't sniff the danger. Players aren't switched on. United for years, and I would call it almost like the Delo factor is like, assume someone else is going to deal with it. Like that's how our defenders act. Like assume someone else is going to deal with it. And that's how you get all these goals. So if you add them all up, there's something to us being this horrible defending.
No, I think it also goes with like the set piece defending. I mean, this is more of just like a meal of a goal. I mean, there's 5 United attempts to clear the ball. I know from a set piece, of course, but like usually there'd been nobody guarding the front post, like just banger in. This was just they had multiple bites of the ball. They got a good bounce of it, but I think it speaks to the lack of guile in this team, right? Why are we so bad at defending set pieces in the first place? Because we don't have enough players willing to just smash their face in to defend from a set piece. Same way of this. It's like they don't want to be first man because first man you got to sacrifice your body in order to be there. I mean, that's just what it takes in order to be an elite defender. And we have that kind of, other than like, I really think like a handful of players, Bruno, nobody wants to like grab the responsibility. They're all kind of like, all right, you're up. You got me. I like that. Waiting for somebody else to clear the ball.
I would even include Bruno in a few items where I would criticize the team that we are a half measure team in a full measure league. Like this is you have to put it all on the line, your health, your head, your heart, every single thing, and everybody's half in. Like that's what this is. This is just mashed potatoes. I don't know if I want to be here. Contract this, that. It's not my fault. Blame other people. Like it's not a team. The manager's burning the boats and they got no option. But the players are kind of like half in, half out. And this is a half measure team in a full measure league. Sir, we conceded again. Everton having a worldly Decore. Here we go.
David Moyes dealt with it well. Lindstrom has a nice ball forward. Beto's got Harrison in space. Here is Jack Harrison. Good save from Onana. Can't do anything about the follow-up. And Everton are 2 clear.
If you're wondering what difference David Moyes has made in the way Everton go about their business, just watch this. Decore and his athleticism. He keeps on making his way forward, gets there ahead of Maguire.
You want to talk about half measure? I mean, Jesus Christ, Maguire. I mean, like he's had his moments, but this is not one you want to put on the highlight reel here. Just getting bodied and beat to the ball. He should help his keeper out, and could do better. Maybe Onana could not parry it straight into the air either. But it's just too much of this. Like even Onana playing confidently, punching it out or coming to grab it, it's just the ball's banging around everywhere, rebounds going everywhere, bouncing up. It's like it's comical, and it happens multiple times in games.
These are both very preventable goals, and it is a comedy of errors. It's like Onana should do better, but Maguire has plenty of time to clear the ball. He's in the position to do so. He's a fucking unit. He's good in the air. This is just, like you said, I like that. Team of half measures. Assume someone else is going to bail him out. They're all waiting for somebody else to bail him out. And both these goals, it's like, Everton with a much better side, probably for the entire game. But we gave up like the sloppiest, goofiest, shittiest goals you've ever seen.
Look, second half was a bit better. There was a conversation the manager had with the players saying, hey, we're not changing it. Go out there, get it done. I'm sure he's yelling at them, maybe breaking TV. 62nd minute, Garnacho comes on for Casemiro, saw a little spark. Onana did have a double save in the 65th minute. And then 70th minute, we got the kid. Cheeto comes in, also Lenny Euro for Højlund and Maz, and that would be ultimately the game changer because we would get a goal in the 72nd minute from our captain, Bruno Fernandes, on the free kick, which has been a while, needed it.
Striking it right-footed and into the bottom right-hand corner. Sensational strike. Manchester United back in the game with their first shot on target of the day.
Not good.
He's thinking that it's going to maybe go over the wall, and he hasn't. He's just gone for the...
That's a great free kick. That's exactly what Bruno Fernandes should be doing for Manchester United. And you know what? Like you said earlier, you got through based on individual brilliance, and I saw a lot of it today. 80th minute, Ugarte, a little magic from the Uruguayan.
Fucking love it.
Beaten by Fernandes. Jump by Beto. Ugarte, 2-2. Spectacular. A fight back nobody saw coming 10 minutes ago.
Once it came to Ugarte, once he got into control.
It's a great goal. Disappointed United did not go on and press Everton harder here. 89th minute, Bruno beat two men, but his shots pushed over the bar. I thought this was a good effort. 95th, we had the VAR call with Ashley Young going down. Maguire, I thought we were lucky to get away. If the ref calls it, in my opinion, as it has been called in this league, if you call that, there was enough jersey tugging and pulling on Ashley Young in that zone that for VAR to overturn. I love that they did, because I think it should be, the bar for penalty should be really high. But if you're matching it to historical consistency, I am amazed VAR called that back.
Away? Goodison, last time they played Manchester United, I would agree with you, sir. I don't think it should be a penalty. Like, I wish the standard was much higher.
Exactly.
I don't like these tug down bullshit penalties that City and Liverpool win all the fucking time. But we got lucky. We were lucky. We were lucky to get a point today. Let's be honest. They were the better team. They played better than we did. Two great strikes late in the second half. But it's a good point one, and we move on, and we got to do better midweek. Ipswich Town, sir. It's gonna be a big game. You need to pick up 3 points. But everything, like you said, it's all like kind of preseason. That's the best way to think about it. Just like who you got, and I think it's if the kid, as long as you're not going to harm their development, as long as you're not going to harm them physically, because sometimes that can happen with a youngster. Like push through the youngsters. Like we don't need to see Casemiro no more. Play Seko Kone if he's ready.
Yeah, just initial thoughts on Cheeto. Rewatched it as well. He's young.
He's so young.
He's so young.
He's not ready.
He is not like, it's just, you can tell the pace. How much time he needs on the ball, the touch, like you can just tell. It's good to get him out there, but we're not going to see him start. He's not ready. Like maybe Kone could come in. You could just kind of judge a youngster, but give him 15 minutes here or there. It's not going to hurt the game, but you could just already tell. He's got all the talent. Like he's got the pace, he's got the agility. It's just he needs to kind of get to that level. Just understand the windows are tighter. The touch, there's more pressure on you. That's just kind of how it's going to be.
He's the real deal. I've watched quite a bit of him in the academy. He just needs time. He needs time. He has the profile, he has the pace, but he needs to grow. And physically, like you said, his touch needs to develop. But he needs a couple years. But like United in such a dire position, as you said, it can't hurt as long as he does it sparingly and he doesn't overuse the player. But we don't have any kind of silver bullets on the sideline.
Yeah, stat sheet. 3 shots on target for United to Everton's 8. They really cooked us there. We did have more of the ball away. It could have been 62% of it, but we're toothless in attack, and that's kind of where I come down on NEOs. We got rid of attackers. We did not sign anybody. And
Show us
as
the
far
tables,
as
sir.
where
Now
we
the
are
relegation fight, we got to be looking. We got to be looking after these games.
Table wise, coming into it, we got. I think it's a bit. Honestly, the point matters as much as you. As a United fan looking at our history of the club and where we should be, it's heartbreaking to see us here, but the point actually helps. So you should be happy about it. And let's see what the manager has to say. Nice hoodie, Ruben Amorim.
Can I just ask you for your reaction to that game? Because at half time, you looked down to this.
No, we just played 1.5, and we managed to draw the game. We didn't exist in the first half. Everything we did during the week, I think the free man was there. I think the space was there. I think we lose balls that we cannot lose. And then the second half, in the halftime, I said that we are going, no matter what the result, we are going to do what we did during the week, but with a little bit more energy. I think you saw that was not different in the position. It was different in the quality that we play the game. How
worried are you though that it took till half time to get to that situation?
Not worry about that. I know that every game has an history. so in that moment, I just focus on trying to help my players. Now I'm going to be worried when I see the games and try to prepare the next game. But at a halftime, you just focus on trying to help the team.
Look, this team's under duress.
We're in the foxhole. We're taking shells.
To see a react, like I expected after Tottenham, where we didn't show any fight, down a goal, and the manager giving us almost his version of a 1,000-yard stare, looking at the ground, looking at his shoes. Like I thought we would see the 5-1 capitulation, like the big backbreaking loss, and then the real kind of pressure put on this situation. And the fact that we saw some fight, the fact that we got a point, despite having to watch that shit show, like nobody's going to shine up that turd. And you can see it here. 0.5 XG to Everton's 2.2, like, and they're 14th in the table. Like you're not playing good football, but you can look at the XG and say, hey, it looks like everything was created kind of when we made the adjustments.
It's still not much.
And it's not good enough. It's just the standard's not good enough. The manager knows it. He's calling out the players. Let's get into fan questions here, sir. We had at D_Cole18. Meh, we sucked. We've sucked for a decade now. We'll suck for another decade before the rot falls away, and hopefully we can rise to the top again. Never thought we missed the Ole's at the wheel times, but here we are. Clubs on life support, players don't give a shit, and owners are incompetent. Boom!
Boom!
Full clip.
Boom! In the face!
Like full clip, that is it. Yeah.
That's about it. We're probably going to suck for another decade. That's probably right. Ineos are going to make a meal of it, sell, and then maybe the next crew will get it right. They need 5 years, best case scenario. So hang on. This is just a survival season. I mean, we have things to hope for, but it's like this team gives you no hope. It's like in theory, on paper, it's like, damn, we got 2 cups to play for. But these players give you no, even the slimmer of hope that we could kind of go on a run in. Okay, not the FA Cup, but like the Europa League, we could go on a run. And this team, I have no faith. On paper, not like we're not going on a run. Like I worry for us in San Sebastian, sir. You and me, like getting battered, northern Spain.
It's gonna be okay. At Randy Scrandy L, never deserved to draw so much. Everton had our pants around our ankles for 72 minutes. It's harder and harder to sit here and watch us run around doing nothing for an entire match, hoping that one off moment gives us a chance. Extremely lucky. So bad. I mean, there's no hiding. I think we're seeing the accumulation of the last 10 years come to roost, both on the financial side, both on this like Ineos deal and the roster just being completely broken, and then bringing in a manager who doesn't even fit the roster. It's like literally the whole thing. And what you're seeing is this giant crap season, and the only redemption that I can see is A, we're not going to actually get relegated, so we don't have to sweat that, which is good. And then B, the fact that this manager came in mid-season and hasn't had any of his players, so he can't really make any moves. And so we should see an improvement next year. And if we don't, he's most likely to be fired, and we're going to have to do it all over again with Ineos and crew. At Rolling in Deep, 1995, no lie, I was resigned to take another fat L. So this draw against Everton is a pleasant surprise. Talk about rock bottom standards. Unsurprising for the most part at the moment. Nothing in this team works. Nothing. And I also, defending is bad. And then we got rid of attackers and we have no one who can score a goal. Like Herxey is, I honestly feel bad for them. I honestly feel bad for them that they are forced to play every game because it's embarrassing.
Yeah, it's an embarrassing for a club perspective to have young players like that and be like, you have to play every game. We got nobody else. We thinned out the attack. We got rid of the few players that we did have, either for financial reasons or they fell with the manager once again, and we have nothing. We got like no options. We got plenty of games to play, and you do feel, because it's bad for the player at a certain point. It's like it's detrimental.
I don't feel bad for a 70 million euro striker.
He doesn't pick the price, brother. He doesn't pick the price.
I don't feel bad. He came in with certain fanfare. He acts a certain way.
What does that even mean? At the end of the day, it's like he doesn't pick the price. He's like 22, and he's our player. And you need... okay, cool.
Like,
what I'm trying to get at...
Stay humble,
we want him arrogant. He's a striker. You want him scoring goals. And it's like you're going to do long-term damage to the players because you have to play them every game. And like you need...
So they're big... Those are... If you're talking about Cheeto, yes. If you're talking about players you're bringing in for 40, 50 million, 70 million from other teams, they know what they're supposed to come in and do. And it's like, my whole point is they have been flops. That's the issue.
They have been flops,
and it's embarrassing to see them
game in Atalanta, is what I'm saying.
I agree, but the whole idea is that they should be, even I don't rate them highly. They should be doing more than they are. They should be doing significantly more than they are. At Zoran USA, why aren't we so pathetic, sir? Why are we so pathetic?
12 years of malaise. 12 years of just bad recruitment, badly run club. Glazers ran us into the ground. The Ineos came in arrogant as shit, didn't put nearly enough money into the club, put $200 million on the balance sheet, needed a billion plus. It's all, like I said, it's all coming now because the league has not stepped up. It's like all of a sudden the league has like never been this insane. It is so competitive and we're so bad. And also the way he's trying to play has exposed how bad we are. Because like you can't really just gotta sit back at the 4-2-3-1. You're going for it. You're exposing yourself, and this team is just not ready to do that. But there's a reason why we look like shit. So it's like that's why I can get behind the manager, and also the front office. They don't know what they're doing, so like I have to get behind the manager. Where once again, in the history of United, it has to be like an all manager club, right? Like Busby, Ferguson. That's kind of how it's been, and that might be how it is if we're gonna do anything again.
Yeah, and at Grey Internet, do you still believe in the manager? If so, help me understand why. I mean, ultimately, the reason is because even Amorim didn't want to come in when he did. He wanted to wait for the summer so he could have a proper preseason and he can make the adjustments in the team because he's, again, changing how we're going to play. And Ineos said, no, it's now or never. So Ineos was the one that forced this heap of crap onto Amorim. And so he came understanding that he would get a summer. So why do I still believe in the manager? Is because he's going to get that summer. And if he doesn't significantly change our fortunes with that summer, then I probably won't be with him. At Nolan_Taylor98, great point. Dogu looked good. Maybe he needs to get a few more crosses in. I think the Xerxes-Højlund combo needs to be done. I totally agree. Obi looks like he needs to be slowly introduced. Unfortunately, getting to your point about ruining young players, like we might get into an issue with Obi because we almost have to play him given the Højlund-Xerxes effect. I hope maybe a Mason Mount could come in or Eriksson can come in the front three and like give us another look. It could be helpful to both Højlund and Xerxes to get, different chemistry, but both of them up top is not.
It's amazing that we're like, where's Anthony? Like you could use an Anthony just to mix it up.
I don't feel like I need Anthony, but like in this team now, you do.
No, right now.
And I said
Anthony.
We shouldn't have gotten rid of him.
Well, they don't get urt of both.
Like,
They're
exactly.
And you got to keep Anthony because he just offers something that the Xerxes don't offer. Hurt locker, bro. We're hurt.
I'll tell you what, it's the hurt locker.
It's a long season.
That's it. That's the podcast. You like the American Red Devils? Please check out our YouTube page and YouTube channel, America Red Devils. Search us up, like, subscribe, comment below. Let us know what you think about Manchester United versus Everton. Are we being too nice on the lads? Should the manager get cooked more, sir? I don't know. We have an optimistic vibe. It's about acceptance or accepting where we are on the table. AmericanReddevils.store, patreon.com/AmericanReddevils. Sir, give us our top 10 cities last 7 days.
Number 1, how you doing? Chicago, Illinois, Dublin, Ireland, Brooklyn, New York, Melbourne, Australia, Los Angeles, California, New York, Houston, Texas, Oslo, Norway, Manchester, England, and last but not least, Charlotte, North Carolina. Appreciate all the American Devils listening week in, week out. Couldn't do without you. Been a hell of a season. Next year could be worse. We could get relegated, but let's hang in there. Let's hope. We got some cups. We got Ipswich midweek. It's a big one. Relegation fight, sir. We got to pick up a win. But either way, let's keep on keeping on.